Hi everyone, now I'm going to be tying a hedgehog pattern, or a hedgehog. This is the fly here, this here. Now it's just basically there's a fly called the green peter. It represents a sedge or caddis fly. It comes off mainly in the lochs, especially in Ireland. Now this is a leggy one, it's obviously because it's got pre-knotted pheasant tail legs. Now if you look close there, you'll see the deer runs along the whole back. Now I've only got 2 layers of deer hair on there, but then I've used the rib to separate them. Now it's a method I used many years ago, and it's a great way of speeding up the process of tying basically a fly that you'd normally be tying maybe 4 wings on. So deer hair, and then finish off at the front. Now this is what I'd call the quick way. It's a method I used a lot over the years, and it works extremely well. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, it's quite simple. Hook choice is up to yourself. I mean, I've tied these. I like tying them on curved hooks as much as I do on a standard straight. In this case, or even a wide gape does the same. Like the short shank special. This is just a standard. It's an all-purpose medium size 12, which this hedgehog, or the hedgehog style fly. It's mainly used as a dry, to be honest with you, but it can easily be used as a subsurface type of fly. Works with a team of other flies. It really works. Does it really well. But as a dry fly, it works great just itself. So I'm going to be tying a green peter now. As I say, it is a caddis recognised pattern in Ireland, so first thing I'm going to do is just run down with the thread, get the thread caught in, and then on the way down, now the green peter has a gold rib, and normally, but when you're tying like the hedgehog type patterns, normally don't have ribs, but I like ribbing the fly, like for say the bibio, green peter, 2 or 3 other flies as well, and it just adds to the pattern. It just adds to the original colour. Now as you can see, I'm winding down to get to the bend of the hook just before it starts to really come round. I'm going to put a red dubbing at the back. Now I'm using a full and well dubbing. This is a streamer dubbing, believe it or not. This one's called Bleeding Red. It's got a wee bit of flash through it. It's really nice, and I'm using the olive version as well. So I'm going to put this on as what they call the red arse, which is usually added into the fly, and it's a good aiming point. I'm not sure if it would represent the egg sac, but anyway. But the idea of this fly is to, as you've seen the method I'm using, it's really good to sort of give you that multi-sex or multi-wing with just 2 wings really. So we'll put the red on at the back. Now I forgot to mention the thread colour. Could be red, it could be, this is an olive done in 8O. Now I'm still sticking to the same Voodoo type style. This is just the olive dub. Now it's got a nice blend of, it's got a brown bit of flash, it's got a nice blend of colour. It's got the metallic green as well. So it really works. So a wee bit of dubbing. When I get to this sort of halfway mark, so halfway up the shank, so just lightly dub up till we get to the halfway mark. You see I came back a wee bit there just to, at this point I'm just going to take away the excess here. So that's about the halfway mark. It's maybe just a tad too long further up. I'll just draw it back my nail a wee bit. It's fine. Now for the wing I'm using just raw deer, just a bit of raw deer. Nice piece. Now when you're tying in, as I say, I'm only about 2 wings in, and then I'm going to wind up the rib through and pull them down as I go. Put enough on to equivalent to say you were doing 2. So normally if you were tying in segments, say 4, I would put on about half that amount, but so because I'm doing it in this style, I double up. So just basically trim it away close to the skin. Just twist your fingers because you're holding the tips, and remove any broken ends, and especially any underfur, just remove them. before you stack it anyway. If you're not going to stack it, then you could basically tie it straight on. But I'm actually going to put it into a small stacker. Just line up the ends. Tips have lined up. If you're happy, then remove it from the stacker. So what we're going to do is tie this to the back of the hook. Just imagine if you were tying a sedge, you want the wing just to be off the back like that. You want it to be too long, you want it, say about there. I would say if you were going to put half the body length over the bend, that'd be fine. So what we want to do then is trim away the excess. You want to wax your thread, you need the grip. You want to tie this right on top, nice and tight. Keep the hold of the wing on top of the shank and secure in these ends. There we are. And then we want to tidy that area up and finish off the second part of the body. Now sometimes I actually prefer, it's easier times to have your thread, say towards the ends of the, just down here, just away from where you've tied in the deer hair, and come up onto that from this end. It's sometimes easier, just make sure you're tidy enough. Just bring your thread back through, it could be bare thread, just to help hold it. And then go back in and get a wee bit more dubbing. And work towards the eye. It's fine. Again, make sure you wax your thread. Okay, now we want to get our deer hair again. And repeat that process. Just going to trim it away from the skin. Twist it with your fingers, remove the fluff and broken ends. You put it tips first into the stacker, tap on your desk. It's fine. Just rolling everything back here. Now the wing is really the same length, but because we're further up, it's going to be slightly higher or further up than. So with the same length, so imagine there's the length, but you tie it in, because it's obviously further up, it's going to have a wee space, a wee bit of distance between them, which helps to taper the wing itself. Again, make sure you wax your thread. Just offer it in, pull down nice and tight, keeping hold of the wing, and then just basically tidy that head area up. And there we are, so there's your two wings there. Now what I'm going to do is rib the body of the fly now with the oval tinsel. Now I prefer to use the oval tinsel rather than use say a wire. So we do a turn first, and then what I like to do is just make a space, catch half the wing in the centre to come over. Just ignore it, come up through. You may catch a wee bit at the very end if you want, because you want to rib the fly like you would normally do. So if you do catch some, and I'm quite happy to do that, and we just work our way up. Now when we come into the second part, again we want to just pull some of the deer hair back, so that gives us another segment. And then we want to work our way up, finish, take that turn at the front of the head, just then quickly skewer in your rib. You may end up with a wee bit of a head because of the way we're tying with a rib like this, but we can tidy this up. We can either put a wee bit more dubbing in, which I like to do. So a wee bit long cut ends here, so I'm just going to use your finger and thumb just to control your scissors, and then trim away. A lot of people ask me about because if you do this, you try to control it. If you hold the vise and then just use your thumb or your finger, you can control the cut a bit better. Now, like before we do anything, a wee bit of wax on my thread. Just tidy this area up. Just, I say you could finish off at this. A wee bit bumpy, the head's a wee bit lumpy bumpy like, but as you can see, what I'm going to do here with the Velcro Now you may catch the odd fibre. You see, I think there's one or two run round there. Just bring them out, just use the Velcro, pull it up into the wing, pull it back. You can as well just grab some of the dubbing, some of the flash out, which makes sense to do that. It gives it a wee bit more life, your fly, a bit more colour, but it's flash. And then if you want, you can see how bulky the head is. Don't worry about that. We can tidy that up. It's just the way of tying this fly. You can reduce it a wee bit, but this is the way I always tied it. So we've got I'm going to put legs on it. So we've got pre-knotted pheasant tails, fibres. If you bring them 90 degrees for the stem and tail them away. You're putting 3 either side of the wing, so I'm encouraging them apart. So just come in, we offer them on the sides. You want to obviously see them, so you want them longer than the wing. You can have them shorter, but I like to see the legs. Again, wax your thread. I'm just going to take my thread right up to the eye. Plenty of turns there holding that. Now, if you go out in a neat cut with the pheasant tail, keep the thread tight, you can ping them off. Just going to pull them into the side. You can see the legs there. Now as you see, you can tidy the head area up. You can use a lot of dubbins. You could use the same body dubbin. You can change it. Gold is a good colour. Just going to get a gold flash or something. I'll just get some. Where are they? Here we are. Just a gold light bright or anything like that. I mean, I used olive in this one, but you could just put a gold head, or you could even a brown head if you want to get a natural look to it, as the brown's quite a good colour. I'm going to use the gold. So I'll get some, this is just called, Fry Gold. This one's from F&F. There we are. There's lots of flashes out there. A lot of dubbins you could use. Just lightly dub it on. Trim away what I don't need. You don't need much. Now you see where I'm sitting just now, right at practically just about half a mil up from the eye, and I'm just going to wind up towards the wing and the legs. Stretch out a wee bit to come back through. Just lightly draw back anything that may go forward. Just leave yourself enough room to finish off. Now what I'm going to do here is just put some varnish on my thread and then wet finish. Again, just anything that wants to go forward, you can either use the thread to hold it back. Like I'm doing here, I'm just encouraging the small fibres back with the thread as I wind for wet finish. And you trim that away. There we go. See how it looks, see how the legs are sitting. You can see the type of wing. I mean, I'll bring this out so you can see it. I mean, a lot of people looking at that think, well, I've got 4 segments in there. If you want more of a rib, you'll get more segments. But it's a simple and quick way to tie this. And it does answer a few questions, like when someone's asking, is there a quick way to tie a hedgehog? Well, that's the way I used to do it. I still do it. Quite happy to do it this way. And it works extremely well. There we are. So anyway, that's the Peter hog. Or leggy version. Gold head. As I say, just experiment. Change the colour of the head, olive. Continue up with the olive if you want that. You can change it to brown. It's up to you. You could be a red head if you want. You can finish off with red as much as at the back. But it's a fun way of tying the hedgehog style fly, and it works extremely well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and again, thanks for watching.